Do you ever sit down with the intention of getting into flow state with your work, but then find yourself getting distracted by everything else around you? And as a result of these chronic distractions, do you ever feel like instead of progressing and really becoming the person that you want to become, you might actually be regressing into a worse version of yourself? Or do you ever get ready for bed at night with the intention that tomorrow is going to be different, tomorrow's going to be better, but when you wake up in the morning, you find that instead of things being better, you just slide right back into the habit of getting distracted by everything again? If every day is a struggle for you like this and you're constantly being plagued with this lack of progress in the areas that matter most to you, chances are you're stuck in what's called a habitual mental trap. And in this video, we're going to get you out of it. So whether you want to make more money by starting or growing that online business, or you want to build the body of your dreams with that simple yet highly effective workout routine that you know is going to work as long as you just put in the work, or if you just want to make a simple YouTube video like this one, but you can't seem to get around to doing it, I'm going to show you how to get out of your own way to make what you want happen actually happen. Now, the good news is, like all traps, there is a way out of these mental traps, and there are ways of avoiding them in the first place. But the bad news is, until you become aware of which habitual mental trap you're actually in, you're gonna have a tough time climbing out of it, and you'll likely just stay stuck in it for months, years, or if you don't address it at all, maybe even your whole life. Now, according to all the science on behavior change that I've studied, there are really 3 habitual mental traps in particular that you can just blame for keeping you stuck and preventing you from making as much progress and making the kind of change that you like. Now, the first of the 3 habitual mental traps is indifference, meaning you're not even clear to begin with on what really lights you up and what really gets you excited. You may not even be really clear on what you actually want to do with your life at all. And I say this because I once spoke at a self-development workshop, and I asked the crowd, I said, "Why are you here?" And most of them said something like, "Well, I'm here because I feel stuck in life and I want to make progress towards my dreams." And so I went around the room, one person at a time, and I asked everyone, I said, "Okay, what are your dreams? What do you want?" And the answer I heard from everyone shocked me. I did not expect this response. Over 80% of the crowd could not tell me. They did not know what they wanted. They were suffering from this first mental trap of being indifferent. They were imprecise with what they truly wanted. And so you see, this lack of precision, this being indifferent with regards to what you truly want, it prevents you from unlocking your biggest superpower.
Who are you? Who are you? And what are you doing? Chasing girls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is excitement. Do you remember that excitement that you used to feel as a kid growing up? When was the last time you felt that? When was the last time you felt truly excited for something? Because when you're imprecise with what you truly want, when you're indifferent to what you truly want, you feel unexcited, you feel tired, you feel unmotivated. And on the other hand, when you are precise with what you truly want, you instantly begin to harness all the power in the universe. And you feel actually excited and energized at the thought of achieving and creating the thing that you want to go ahead and achieve or create. And so the way out of this trap of being indifferent is to not blame your lack of productivity. Instead, blame your indifference, blame your imprecision with knowing what you actually want, and then seek to find that feeling of excitement that you used to feel as a kid by just doing the things that you truly want to do. What's really worked well for me is quitting the internet for 1 hour and just taking pen to paper and brainstorming out my dream life. And I'm not talking about a grand long-term life vision here. I'm just talking about on a daily basis. If I start with the grandiose lifelong vision approach, it's really easy for me just to feel overwhelmed and think that it's too unrealistic to even go after all that. But if I just start with the day-to-day approach, it's much more approachable for me. So you just ask yourself, what do you want to do each day? What projects do you truly want to devote yourself to? Now, chances are what you want is going to revolve around meeting your human needs, like having great health, having great relationships, being in great moods, and having a great sense of freedom, which in our society really only comes from having a great financial situation. So you want to brainstorm on those and just let your imagination run wild here until you truly feel excited with what's on the paper in front of you. Now, as you do this exercise more often, you're slowly going to build up more and more confidence to write out your ideal week, your ideal month, your ideal year, and your ideal decade. You're going to get clear on what that would all look like, but it all has to start with your ideal day. Once this clicks for you and you start flowing with it, you'll be so excited and nothing will be able to stop you. Well, nothing except for maybe the next 2 mental traps. Now, the second of the 3 habitual mental traps is the trap of indirection, or not having a clear step-by-step plan. So once you get clear on what you truly want to do each day, and you're super excited about it, what can often trip you up and cause you to feel unmotivated is just not being clear on which steps you need to make it happen. So when I first got into self-development, I really wanted to be just financially free. I wanted to be rich. So I read all the books about having a rich mindset. And as a result, I developed a great mindset. But despite just the mindset, I stayed broke because I had no clearly laid out path to help me actually make the money. I just had the mindset. And it wasn't until I met my friend Joey that I actually started making a lot of money online.
Sweet, what's up guys? I'm Joey B, one of Ted's buddies.
Now, what was so great about Joey? Well, Joey just took the time to show me the ropes and show me step by step, day by day, what I needed to do to actually make the money. And now in hindsight, it's really easy to see that despite having the mindset from those books, I still stayed broke because I simply didn't possess the checklist required to actually build wealth. But with that clearly laid out checklist showing me what to do step by step, I was now able to know exactly how to actually get to my destination, how to actually make the money online. So my advice for overcoming this trap of indirection is simply become the owner of a step-by-step checklist. To get a checklist for what you want to accomplish, you can either create one yourself by watching a ton of different YouTube videos from people who are successful, or you can buy a course that just straight up gives you one, or you can hire a coach or a mentor one-on-one to create one with you. Or what you can do is you can interview someone who's already done the thing that you really want to do, and then in that interview, ask them for a brief step-by-step checklist overview of what they would do if they were just starting out.
Hey you guys, Aaron and Dusty Stanzik and our 1-year-old Mr. Max, fast asleep here.
Yep.
We just finished up an interview with Ted for the Plant-Based Revolution Summit, and we can't wait for you guys to check it out.
We taught you guys how to build a successful Instagram, a profitable YouTube, and how to host your first retreat.
We cannot wait. In it, we share all kinds of little tips and tricks, things that we wish we would have known when we got started.
So again, thanks to Ted. You guys are seriously gonna love this course.
Now, when it comes to starting an online vegan business, I've already created that checklist for you. And if you want the exact same checklist that I've used for launching my first online course, my first online vegan business, you can just comment below with the word checklist, and I'll have someone from my team reach out and send you a link where you can get that checklist. So go ahead, just comment checklist down below and I'll send it on over. Now, the third and most frustrating habitual mental trap is the trap of inaction. When I know what I want, and I know what I need to do to get it, but I don't take the action to actually get it, the best word to describe how I feel is just paralyzed. Because instead of moving toward my goal like I know I should be and I know I want to be, I kind of just stare ahead blankly like a deer in headlights, and I don't get anything done. It's ridiculous. The way to overcome inaction is by waking up first thing in the morning when your willpower is at its highest for the day, and just do whatever you need to do so poorly and so half-assed that you'd actually be embarrassed to show anyone. So if it's writing, just write. Don't even edit. Let there be a ton of typos in your writing. Just write. And if it's filming that you got to do, just film. Don't worry about correcting it or stabilizing it or perfecting it. Just freaking film. And if it's speaking that you got to do, just speak. Don't mind all your ums and ahs and all that. Because what I've learned is that your brain has a specific gear that it likes to be in when it's creating something from scratch. And it's got a specific gear that it likes to be in when it's editing something and perfecting something. Now here's the kicker. You don't want to get in the way of gear 1 by constantly shifting into gear 2 all the time. So you just want to get into gear 1 and just go. Just stay in gear 1 for a while. Just go. Don't worry about gear 2 at all. Just stay in gear 1. And then hours later, come back, put your brain into gear 2 and just go and just stay in gear 2 for a while, and don't keep shifting gears like a maniac. It'll be a very uncomfortable experience for you to try and create something, really for you to try and create anything shifting back and forth like this. Plus, once you do something half-assed, at least you've connected the neural circuit in your brain to make it so much easier the second time. And once that neural circuit's connected, you can smooth it out over time. But you need to first get it connected in the first place for it to be able to flow like a start of a river. Now, I once wasted my entire life savings because I wanted to build and launch a really big famous app called TeachPond. And I was so obsessed with Teachupon being perfect, and it was really just this app that was supposed to do something really simple. It was supposed to connect local tutors with local students. I spent months paying developers to make the site look really beautiful, like Tumblr, and all I focused on with the app was just how it looked. And I didn't actually get any users because I was too embarrassed to have them go to the site and see that it didn't look that great. And after spending over $20,000 on it, all I had to show for it was a logo and a janky homepage that didn't even really work. And it was only then that I learned how good is the enemy of done. And that really scarred me so bad that I vowed to never make that same mistake ever again. So a few years later, on my next business venture, selling online courses, I did the complete opposite. Instead of trying to build and launching something perfect from day one, I built nothing and I launched an imperfect offer. I launched an imperfect course and I sold it for $997, just under $1,000.
A couple months ago, I joined Ted's Course Creator Academy, and within the first 29 days, I made over $1,000. I was so excited because I'd been trying to help people lose weight with raw foods for so long with little to no success.
And then once I got my second client, I went in there and I actually started to then make it start to look a bit better, make it start to feel a little bit better. But initially I just focused on making the sale and helping the client. And then with every sale I made thereafter, I just made the program better and better and better. Now I've done over $1 million in sales, and I'm proud to say that my course now, my coaching program now is amazing. But at first it sucked, and that's the point. In the words of Ernest Hemingway, the first draft is always shit. Ernest Hemingway said that. One of the greatest writers to ever live said that the first draft is always shit. And recently I heard another YouTuber say that the first draft of all his video scripts make him feel depressed because they're so bad and he feels like there's no chance he's going to be able to make them any good. And then somehow he does. And that's exactly how I felt when making this video and writing this script. My first few drafts absolutely sucked, and it was only by chipping away at it and keeping my brain in gear 1 when it was supposed to be in gear 1, and then putting it into gear 2 and keeping it into gear 2 that I gradually improved it until I felt like it was good enough to sit down here right now and record for you. So that's it. If you'd like my step-by-step approach for making a YouTube video just like this one, I actually created a 7-day in-depth course called Tube School. I don't think there's anything out there like Tube School because the way it works is like this. You instantly get lifetime access to a step-by-step checklist, the same one that I followed to make this video. Plus, you get 7 videos from me every day, or 1 video a day for 7 days, guiding you through the entire process for creating your own YouTube video just like this one. And at the end of Tube School, you submit your video and I review it, and I give you private feedback and critiques on your video so you can improve it for next time. Now, if you want access to Tube School, all you have to do is click the link in the description and you'll be taken to my Facebook group, and inside the Facebook group, you'll be able to get Tube School. So that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, peace, much love. Ciao for now.